Hey guys, my name is Eric and I'm the Techy agent, and this is the Jawbone UP3. The UP3 is one of the most compact fitness trackers you can buy on the market right now, but it comes with a ton of features. It promises to track all kinds of metrics, and those metrics can be broken down into 4 basic categories. So the first category is going to be the activities that it's tracking throughout the day. The steps you've taken, the distance you've walked or run, how many calories you've burned, your resting heart rate. The second category is going to be sleep tracking, and that's going to look at the total hours slept, and then it's going to break it down into light sleep versus deep sleep and then REM sleep. And then it also does meal tracking, specifics about your meals like calories and the different kinds of nutrients that you might have been eating. And then lastly, it has some goals and some insights as to your overall health. Now, all of this is fine and good if it works. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you my experience of using this device for about a week and letting you know where it did really well and where it didn't do so well, because this is a really polarizing device for me. This device had done some things that really no other fitness tracker has been able to do at this point, and then it's really dropped the ball on a couple of things too. So let me go ahead and dive right in and share with you how this all panned out. For being a minimalist device, it is minimalist. It's very, very small and compact, and it's lightweight, and you don't even notice it's on your wrist. And so I really like what Jawbone did with this device, just making it a sleek, attractive, non-intrusive device, something that you can just put on your wrist and forget it's even there. But it's not without its shortcomings. If you wear this device properly in order to read your heart rate, you have to wear it fairly snug against your wrist. And when you do that, it is kind of uncomfortable because those metal sensors dig into your wrist. Additionally, the device comes loose when you wear it that tight. Eventually, the clasp kind of comes loose, and I found that it was even prone to coming undone, and it fell off my wrist a couple of times by bumping the clasp on the underside of my wrist. And so it's not a perfect design. But overall, I do like the look of the Jawbone UP3, and I think it's an improvement over the previous UP products. The UP3 charges via an included USB charger that magnetically attaches itself to the underside of the device. Now, it's a small nitpicky thing, but I don't like the charger. It's not very flexible, and so when you plug it in, it just kind of has this awkward look as it sticks against the side of the wall and charges. So it's kind of awkward. I don't like the way that they designed it. So I've jogged on a treadmill and outdoors. I went a few miles on my bike, and then I also took this weightlifting. And so I'd like to share with you the results of those exercise sessions. So I want to mention before we get too far in the review that the heart rate data that the Jawbone UP3 collects is for resting heart rate only. It does not track your heart rate data during exercise. It's only tracking it at rest. So you won't have heart rate data to help determine what your workout is doing, but it does have onboard accelerometers and sensors that did a pretty good job tracking other metrics, which we'll get into here in a moment. So you can enter into the workout mode called the stopwatch either by using a series of taps on the device itself or by using the app. And once you're in that workout mode, the device will collect data, and then you can end the workout, and then it will take that data and interpret it based on what kind of exercises you tell it you were doing. So when I was all done working out, I was able to tell the Jawbone app that I had done a weightlifting session, and then it spit back the information that you see on screen now. I was able to tell it if it was a moderate exercise or if it was an intense exercise, and then it adjusted my calories burned accordingly. Now, when it comes to weightlifting, CrossFit, or boot camp styled exercises, or even high intensity interval training, it's really only going to be able to tell you the calories that you've burned. It's not going to do a great job tracking other metrics because it doesn't have sensors built in for that. So again, at this point, it's not going to have anything like a respiratory rate or a heart rate that it will be able to attach to your weightlifting workout. So Jawbone has what I call a hardware-poor, software-rich platform, meaning that the device itself, the hardware, nothing is that spectacular or great about it. There's no on-screen information because it doesn't have a screen, but the software backend on the app is really, really nice. So you can see here on screen that my workout data gave me different calories burned based on how I felt about my workout, if I felt I was really in the zone or if it was just, kind of a moderate workout. So Jawbone takes your subjective experience during your workouts and exercise into account when it's formulating how many calories you've burned and how it's influenced other metrics that it's collecting. Now, I feel like that's a really great feature for weightlifters, but for those of you who are into sort of cardio exercises like cycling or jogging, that's not a great way to determine caloric burn. So for those of you who are looking to track just basic steps throughout the day and how many calories you've burned and tracking diet, fantastic device. The Jawbone UP3 is perfect for that. For weightlifters, it's also a decent device. But for those of you who are looking to track cardio information and metrics, this is not your device. Simply because the heart rate monitor is not tracking actual active exercise, it's only tracking resting heart rate. There's no onboard GPS to help you determine exactly how far you've gone, and then it uses your subjective experience to determine your caloric burn and not actual facts and data. And because of its lack of an onboard screen, there's no way for you to track how fast you're going and what your pace is in the actual moment of jogging or cycling. Now, the best thing about the Jawbone UP3, in my opinion, has been the app. It's designed and laid out really well. It's easy to set up, and it's easy to find the information that you're looking for. So the app opens up to a vertical timeline where you can scroll down to see past activities, times where you've slept, times where you've worked out, or just times where you've walked a lot. And this timeline is really, really great. It's easy to follow and easy to find the information you're looking for. So I can just easily click on a night's worth of rest and it will pop up all of the information from that particular occasion where I worked out, or in this case where you see on screen where I fell asleep. So the dashboard is great because you can easily scroll through and view lots of different information, and if you want to dive into that specific point of information deeper, all you have to do is just click on the box that you're trying to explore further. From this main dashboard, you can swipe left to access your different fitness tracking modes and your alarms. So the fitness tracking modes would obviously be sleep mode. The stopwatch is for tracking exercise. And then you also have a smart alarm, which will wake you up within a particular point in your sleep cycle. You'll have an idle alert and then an activity alert, and then you can also set reminders. And so these different modes are pretty easy to access. You can just click on them to change them or set them up however you like. Now, the alerts you have to set up using the app, but the stopwatch and sleep modes you can access by tapping on the band itself. So again, just the ease in which these modes are accessed and manipulated and just how intuitive and easy they are to use shows that the Jawbone UP3 is a great software platform. It may not have some of the most advanced hardware, but the software that it has is fantastic. So if we scroll back out to the main dashboard, from the main dashboard you can also swipe to the right. And swiping to the right will give you a whole nother set of features that you can access. So the first option is your profile, where you can select your picture. You can also set your height and weight, which are really important to set up because it uses those points of data to determine your caloric burn while you're working out. And then the second one is goals, and you can only set up 3 different goals at this point. Your move goal, which is how many steps you've taken, your sleep goal, how many hours of sleep you've done, and then your weight. The next option is trends, where it will show you specific trends about the way you're sleeping or the way you're working out, and some of that can be helpful. And then of course there is the apps section, and there are a lot of apps that are compatible with the Jawbone UP3, and again, just showing you how compatible this is on a software level. The software strengths really make up for a lot of the hardware weaknesses this device has. If you're using an iPhone, you can use the health option to enable the Jawbone UP3 to communicate to the health apps that are native to the iPhone. So back out at the main dashboard, you'll see a plus sign at the bottom. If you select that, it opens up some more options. The first one is an activity mode where you can manually enter a workout that you might have forgotten to record previously. The second option that pops up there is a mood indicator, and that's just again a way that you can use your subjective experience throughout the day to help determine how many calories you're burning. So you can drag it up to be really happy, or drag it down if you're not feeling so great. And then back out at the main dashboard again, you'll have a third option, which is food. And this is similar to like a MyFitnessPal, where you can log your food, and you can even use your camera to scan labels on a food in order to help keep track of your calories and nutrients that you're consuming. Heading back out to the main menu, the fourth option is a way to log your weight. So when you log your weight, it will log it to that specific day and time, and then you can go back and track that, of course, back on your main dashboard again. And then the last one is a way you can manually enter sleep. Again, if you forgot to enter a sleep mode, you can go back in later and add that in. So in my opinion, the way that Jawbone has laid out and featured their app, it's really second to none. This is one of those products where at the end of the review, I have to say I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. And I feel that at its current price point of about $160, $170, you can probably do better for your money. Thanks for watching. My name is Eric. I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.